Hey everyone, welcome back. Nathan Masters here again with Brick System Brothers. It's been a little while since I did a video, so I figured it's a good time to talk about the LEGO store haul from February. I mentioned this in the footnotes from February, and I never really got back to it. And thankfully I haven't unpacked it yet or done any inventory, so still ready and waiting to be featured. And just want to take a look at the pick and build selection. Got a small cup, and also the first quarter 2022 minifigures. There are a couple exclusive elements in these stations, so I've been keeping an eye out for these. Was able to pick some up at this LEGO store. I didn't actually bring my large white backdrop material for filming, so I guess March is over here. Close enough anyway. That'll give us a nice surface to inspect the goods. Let's start with the Pab cup. Wow. Yeah, that lid was not very attached. Thankfully they had some tape on there. Pretty standard Pab wall. Some nice curved slopes here. I think what I'm going to do is use this purchase to look at how to go about uploading a rebrickable inventory with the CSV method. So now that I will have this covered, I think I'll make that a separate video, but for the sake of having it topical, I'll show you guys what I bought and then kind of put this away. Don't think I'll do all the counting and breakdown for this. Alright, let's get a couple of these pulled out. Basically, we had the 2x8, kind of a continuous slope in white, several of those. The 1x10, another bow curved slope, this one in dark blue, several more of those. And then the 2x4 yellow. I almost passed these by, but then I was thinking, for an 8-wide vehicle like a school bus or something like that, even a train car, you put these back to back and you have a really nice curved roof. So I grabbed a few of those. By that time the cup was kind of full, so I didn't get enough to make several train cars worth, but I think there's enough here if I want to make a school bus down the road. That would come in handy. Other curved slopes would be the inverted 1x2, and then I think I have both sides of the dark green with the angle on there. There we go. So I think I counted out to get the same number for both sides of those. Should be close. So that's curved slopes. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unique molds. Also had the 1x2 grill slope. 1x1 plate in tan, really nice filler piece just to fill in all the gaps. And 1x3 brick, classic, nice standard building piece, and a nice balance. You don't want to get a lot of these because it will fill up the cup faster than the smaller parts, but it's a nice piece to have and take up some more room and help the variety of the lot. So we had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unique elements, and however many of those there are, I'm guessing it's a couple hundred. Would be close to my standard Pab cup hauls, and probably between 3 and 5 cents a piece if previous hauls are anything to go off of. And for some of these new parts that are somewhat exclusive, or getting some of these in quantity, it's really nice for that, I always think. So there's those guys. Once again, I'd like to do the CSV upload method on Rebrickable with these, just to demonstrate how that can be helpful when you have high quantity and not as many different items when it comes to something like that and keeping track of inventory. Okay, so the Build a Mini, that's next here. 3 standard minifigs. You get your accessory component. And this, let's see, where did I go? Was that the St. Louis? I think this is all from the St. Louis store. It's a month ago. I was going through town. And if I can get it open, we'll take a look at what I bought. Wow, it is really holding on. So yeah, they had a mix of some of the older Build a Mini, but also some of the current, which I was happy to see. There we go. Let's get zoomed in on these guys, and I'll show you through them. The soccer torso, astronaut pants with the orange highlights. Then the head is double-sided with the goggles, and then the helmet is kind of this newer style helmet with that top kind of air scoop on there, dark blue. Didn't find any visor pieces to attach, which technically would have been another part, but I probably would have been okay. And the accessory with this one was a violin in dark orange. Ended up getting 2 of those. Next minifigure, dual molded, dark red. These have the mountain kind of logo print that's been showing up in City. Toe detail, some pockets with zippers. Then the torso here is the tuxedo, dark blue with the blue highlights, black bow tie. The head is the purple goggle, double-sided once again, some freckles, and then the kind of trapper fur cap in dark azure. From the Arctic line, 2019, 2020, somewhere around there. Accessory violin, I think. I think actually that guy had the Year of the Tiger 2x2 tile, printed tile. The last person, same torso, just plain dark azure legs. That was probably the least variety in that BAM tower, was the legs, and different either things I already had or just wasn't something I was interested in. And then the Rex Danger vest, double-sided expression, determined and oh really. And then Rex Danger vest hair, of course. Got to complete the figure there, and that's where the other violin came from. So some really nice minifigures. Basically $3 1/3 a piece. It's $10 for the pack of 3. So if you divide it out, it's kind of what you get. But when it comes to specifically this torso, probably some of these other pieces, maybe the soccer print, some of these are not actually released in sets at the moment. They're only available in these Build a Mini towers. So that's why I like to keep an eye on those, kind of know which ones are exclusive, because that's kind of the only place you're going to get them until they show up on Bricklink, of course, and then they're probably going to be a little bit more expensive due to the exclusivity of the part. Violins are really cool. I think this was developed for the CMF collectible minifigure. One of the characters from that 2021 wave had the violin. Now 2 of those from the BAM tower. Then I believe that this is also an exclusive BAM print in the form of the 2x2 tile with the tiger from Year of the Tiger, and it does have the 2022 in the bottom right corner. So nice print there to get my hands on. Yeah, that's what I got from the St. Louis store. This is about a month ago when I went through. And the curve slopes kind of dominating the pick and build section. I actually talked to one of the other guys picking there. He was getting stuff for Mills building. And I know what Mills is. It's a standard. I don't know what it stands for off the top of my head. But basically, it's a standard for collaborative builds. If you're going to be doing a layout, you have a lot of different people each doing their own section of the layout. You want to have some kind of standard to determine how everything's going to connect together. And basically, over the past several years, I'm not exactly sure when it was launched, But more and more people have got on board the Mills standard, and it's been generally pretty refined. So I think it does well as a standard, so it's kind of doing what it's supposed to do in that matter. But personally, I have a hard time jumping on board just because of how parts intensive it is to build in the Mills standard. And I think there's not really a way around it, because if you want to have that compatibility and you want to be able to have potentially hundreds of different people building something that's supposed to fit together, you really do need to have a standard well established for things to go smoothly. And otherwise you're going to spend just as much time modifying what everyone's built so that it can fit together as you are actually building it. So when it comes to actually laying the groundwork for that, I would agree that the Mills is probably the best option out there, but I have low interest in collaborative building at the moment. I'm doing more of collection building than I am actual modeling at the moment, kind of at this phase. So I'm not as interested in trying to get on board with the standard where I'd be doing a collaboration, I guess is what I would say to sum it up. So yeah, all power to you. If you're doing Mills builds, it takes a lot of pieces. It's hard to get things to look good next to each other sometimes unless there's a lot of good communication. But at the end of the day, that option is out there for collaborations. It's really the strong point, because when it comes to building to conserve parts or building efficiently, I don't think it's as good at that. But yeah, someone was there getting parts for building a Mills section, I guess is how that all got started. That's my thoughts on Mills. That's your free opinion for the video. But that's about it from St. Louis. Other LEGO stores I'm looking at, if I ever get up to Chicago, now that I'm here in Illinois, I'd be trying to make a stop there, so I'll keep my eye out for that. But there's no current plans to make another visit anytime soon. I've got plenty of LEGO here to sort, and a couple things that I would like to build, but it's not really been a priority this month as I've gotten settled and started at this new job. So yep, getting things balanced out, that's all right. But I can now get my rebrickable inventory going for this pile right here, and I'll probably have that featured in the next video, so we'll see you there when I get started on that project. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time on Brick System Brothers.